leave so many possibilities open, they just get lost. They are not enjoying what's happening there. So my point here, I just realized all these problematics me as an interactive artist facing is very similar to the realm where the game designers are working. And I don't mean only designers of computer games, but any kind of traditional game. Because if you learn a bit about these design principles, they talk about the very same issue. If you design a game, you have to give freedom to your players, but not too much. So find this very, very fine balance. And for me, that's the biggest challenge. Not only balancing colors, balancing shapes, balancing rhythms, but balancing interaction. Balancing the interactive freedom I'm giving out in a certain artwork. So, feel free to ask anything in between if you have heard something that wasn't obvious or you have a different opinion. Please feel free to interrupt me.
But do you treat the player as all players the same? Or do you see some people more sophisticated than others in their
Yeah, this is a very good question, because that gets to another design principle. I call it the different levels of interfaces. Because we have to acknowledge, yeah, we want to make a free world, a free democracy where everybody is equal, but in the reality we have different talent, we have different experiences, we have different knowledge. So if I want to create an interactive artwork that really trying to motivate other people to get involved, I have to take into account these people are different. Certain people coming from an artistic background, another person never ever tried to create an artwork. So a very different level of interaction will satisfy these people or give them a meaningful involvement. So my answer is, I have to create different levels how they can get involved in this game. And that goes back from my very first statement, because in the classic art infrastructure and institutions, here are the artists and here is the audience. There's a huge gap. And most of the people in the audience, they never try to make art because they guess, oh, I'm not good enough. I even not try because they see they are so high. So I don't want to say, I don't want to bring down these artists to that level, now everybody is equal. No, there are certain people who are artists and they're very good. What I want to build a ladder or stairs with different levels when people can easily move. So instead of having these two bipolar states, I'm a good artist, I'm a nobody, I'm just an audience, it could be different entry levels, and then you could evolve like in a game, getting a better and better artist. At the beginning, okay, I'm just playing around, I'm enjoying my free time. And how you get deeper and deeper, you get a higher and higher degree of freedom for your own ideas. So, thanks for the question. Anybody else? So, I guess I already talked too much about the theoretical part, so let's have a look how these things works in action. Or what is the little story behind VJ yourself? Because I have to tell you, this is the third time I'm making a talk about my platform here at VJ London, and I'm really happy and I feel pleased to be here year after year again and present the next stage of my own development and the next stage of the project. So the little history, I started as a video jockey in 2003, back in Budapest. And in that time, most of the video jockeys use Resolume or more analog video mixing technology. And that was the very same time when I started the research in the university about open artworks and participatory performances. So for me, I was in my mind, okay, I love this concept, mixing videos, but I want to make it a bit more open. And then the very first thing I had to realize, if I have pre-recorded video loops, that doesn't give me the very freedom I need for an open artwork. I don't mean there's not freedom there, there's a huge amount of freedom, and if you are an artist and not creating an interactive work, that's plenty to experiment, because you can record your loops, so you put already a big energy to express your own style and ideas. But if I want to make it interactive, this structure is not flexible enough. So I get to the conclusion I have to use vector graphics and real-time generative visuals. So in 2003, back in that time, we haven't got too many great animation tools, but Flash was just coming up. That was the fifth version of Flash, so I started to make my little animations. I wrote a little platform that in real time with shortcuts I could bring up, move, transform these objects. And I get to the idea, oh my god, it just looks like I'm in a puppet theater. But in the puppet theater, people did it with the real puppets, and now I'm doing with vector animation. But in real time, I can play anything, move it from here. I can even, tell stories. But I go more into abstract composition, so I never try to tell a real story. So the beginning, that was 2003, and in 2009 happened when I established VJ Yourself. So all these crazy ideas and experiments get to a level where I expressed, okay, express yourself, so VJ yourself. I want to invite my own audience. And it happened on Brick Lane in the Cafe 1001 in the back room on a techno party. And the first time I used a wireless gamepad. I was in the middle of the dance floor and I could control all of my visuals on the screens. And soon after, other people start to stare at me. Oh my god, he's the crazy, fanatic guy who can't leave the Xbox at home even at a party. But then when they realized, all the visuals moving according to me and how I'm dancing, then they queued up and I never ever needed to mix the visuals anymore. I became a kind of animator who helping people get involved in this open performance. So that's how VJ was born in 2009. And from that point, I get just deeper and deeper, and now we are at the fourth version of the platform, but it's a 3D vector animation-based music, reactive, generative, live coding platform. Or I could put even more labels, but I'm sorry, I guess it's already too much different buzzwords I was using. I don't meant to confuse anybody. But yeah, so soon I get to the point, this whole thing is not about VJing anymore. It's came, the background and very born as the VJ culture. But the whole thing is more about creativity, improvisation, self-expression. So I just realized all these things that I'm doing, it's amazing in the club, but I have to bring it to the realm of the mobile phones and tablets. Because there are the people who really just, pushing around, wanna interact, and I can catch their attention and motivate them to do something creative, or go a bit into exploring themselves, discovering compositions and the hidden corners of their own soul. So, and then in the research I realized, oh my god, this is not a new thing, but I'm doing. We humans, in speech, in dance, and in improvisative music, we're doing the very same. So it's the most natural human thing to create in real time and improvise in real time, but we never managed to do it with visuals. Because our visual culture was always, technologically more rigid. So if you created a painting or you created a sculpture, it took even ages to share your inner vision. But with speech, but with dance, or with improvisative music, who can play kind of music, you can channel all the inspirations in real time. So we human already have this state of mind. Now I have to find a way how to evoke that state when we are creating visuals, or when anybody is creating visuals. So that's it. That's how I get to the real-time compositing. And how I mentioned at the beginning, vector versus video. I had to choose vector for these things. I call it a puppet theater. And we get to the fourth version that I'm introducing right now. So if you don't mind, I will put in some music. It's easier to try and see. And meanwhile, I will try to encourage anybody to grab the gamepad and try to improvise or do things. First of all, the whole thing is music reactive. It's so important because traditionally that free mood, the free state of mind when we are expressing ourselves is always connected to the music. But even when we are talking, we have rhythms, we have melodies in our talk. Of course, when we're doing music, there's the same, and dance is also connected to music. So I realize music, have the right music and synchronize these real-time visual creation to music. That's key to keep that focus and the flow for any players. So in the fourth version, we have a couple of standard things. This is the music wave coming in with the peak. This is the BPM. The BPM is divided to different functions. You can control and be assigned to different parts of the actual 3D space we are generating. So now I'm take off the overlay. So first of all, I have to tell you what's happening here. Everything is generated. So we have different algorithms, different patterns. I designed a new language based on cognitive psychology that deals with patterns rather than algorithms. It's another important thing I had to I'm just playing in my So yeah, why I mentioned cognitive psychology, because we're doing everything in real time. The computer code must be closer to the original structure of our own souls and visual ideas. So that was the first thing I had to solve. So I went for patterns, because we artistically thinking in patterns. So here, everything based on patterns, and we have a web admin where you can define your patterns, your series, tags, colors, and that's the content pulled in here. You can look around, change the foreground color, background color, modifying the space. Okay, you can now change the texture on the side. picture me, that little figure. Yeah. Give some extra movement. Does anybody want to try? And the whole platform is multiplayer. I have another gamepad here. So. And each gamepad can have in two modes. Because at the beginning, all the functions I mapped to a single gamepad. But then I soon realized, and that's back to his question. So, what's your name? Michael. So Michael questioned about the difference in between players. So the very first thing I realized, me and my VJ friends who know my platform, we are very professional and very conscious what exactly you want to see on the screen. So I need a very different set of controls. And another player who sees the first time he's trying, these people are more into rhythms. They just want to channel their rhythms, feelings, or tweaking little things. So I introduced two modes, the builder mode and the live mode. So whenever I'm doing a performance, I keep two gamepads, a gamepad in builder mode with me, and another gamepad with the live mode, with the audience. So whenever the audience, making anything stupid in the builder mode, I can tweak it, change it, And many times we are really, playing together because the person who is in live mode, they're just bringing me rhythms, actually modifying the space what I'm building underneath him. When I'm in builder mode, so I can change the actual space. It was me who changed it, this rabbit vessel. And about characters, these take place, for example, with the rabbits, as defined in the database like iterations. Because you see, like you see on the floor, it changes the size, the pillars are different, It's all just patterns and can generate it forever. But here now I'm changing to a different space. And
do you have a way that people can add objects in?
Yeah, so for adding objects, I can show how I mentioned about the web admin. So this whole concept couldn't exist without an admin page. So if you want to use the platform, you get a username, you log in, and you can build up your own content here, and it will be loaded into your very player. So now I showed the player in the minimal mode. So you could realize we had minimal colors, So if I go here, these are the words, and I choose minimal. So these are all the assets that we had in that. These are the colors, and these are the textures. So you can add, delete any kind of thing, or if you step in, you can see what's inside. But because I love minimal designs, but I really love kind of psychedelic culture as well. I know it's a kind of different, but I'm a Gemini, so I love these different poles in the same personality. So I show I have a word called hippie. This is it, so I'm loading it in. You see we have so many beautiful colors here, so many colorful textures. You can see clearly the difference between the two words build up in the admin. And now I'm closing the minima that he was running. And here, I choose the hippie. And as the start scene, from the minima, I'm changing it to the hippie. And then we restart it. That's the very same program. You see, I just switch from one database to the other, and here you are. Woo! Now behind the hippie. So yeah, for me, how I get into all this, okay, creating an open artwork, I realized the problem is much bigger than I thought. So I had to build like a content management system to create that open thing where you can make your own discoveries and changes. And I have to create this new generative language based on patterns, but actually building the whole space like you are seeing in real time. So I'm in build mode. It means I will be able to change the space. Look, we are back in that castle. And these are my donuts. There's a little music names in the donut. And with these two buttons, you bring it in and out. And the funny thing, how I mentioned we have the music in. So we have two sources of rhythm. We have the players who are bringing in their own rhythms, but I can synchronize anything directly to the music. This is my synchron station. And I just added synchronization by the beat. So now you can see exactly they are pulsating according to the beat. It's happening by itself. You see anything, ding, 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 ding. So, any questions?
How many controllers have you lost?
Huh?
How many have you stolen?
It's very good. You know, I was so afraid at the beginning, and I lost, I guess, maybe two in London and one in Budapest in the last 6 years. Because somehow that's a thing in game design, you know. That there's a movement in the States to redesign reality from game design ideas. And in game design there's a thing like an emotional motivation. So a good game makes you a fan. It means you are a dedicated person, you love it. These emotions are evoked through good interaction design. You don't need police anymore, or you don't need to force people to go work, because they will have this positive motivation. They are happy, they're enjoying the thing that they're doing. So for me that's a sign, from a game design point of view, I'm not a failure. My game is not a failure, because people was pretty honest and they brought back. They felt, okay, I love it, I'm connected, I don't want to steal it. Because in these parties they had many chances really to steal it.
Have you ever thought about integrating a framework like Siphon or Spout to be a part of a more different performance, using your sort of plugin or software as a part of a different
It's a very good question, because I started as a contemporary artist. So for me it was most important, okay, I want to exhibit, I want to do performances, or I want to support other artists, but then I understand finally my quest is liberating my audience. And if I want to liberate the audience, I don't want to go anything that people are using on the stage, because technology on stage is expensive, and that just keeps the barriers except for the few special person who can go up to the stage. So what I'm really interested, everyday technology, cheap technology, but everybody has, and my concept can, you know, reach anybody everywhere. That's why my main focus now, mobile and tablets. I'm bringing everything. I'm not against getting integrated into other stage performance tools, but because I have limited resources, this is my own project, I'm financing it from my own income, but luckily I already hired a permanent coder guy, so the project is growing steadily. I'm not complaining, but I have to be very, very cautious. Which way I'm going, I can't go either. I have to choose one and push all of my energy on that. It doesn't mean I don't like all the other options, but this is the financial reality right now.
But you're kind of driven by the audience, because what's the audience got in their pocket? It's going to be a mobile phone, so that kind of dictates, I guess, your interface, your control surface.
Absolutely. You know, honestly, I don't know how much time we still have. Yeah, good. That was my that's the thing I wanted to say. Yeah, maybe we have 5 more minutes. So yeah, so this is the fun for VJs and for parties. And VJ yourself is searching for other VJs to collaborate and make more performances. So in Budapest and in London, I'm building a team. So anybody who wanna get involved and helping us to go in parties, doing these projects, I'm happy to have more and more people and spread the word, spread the platform, and I'm not charging anything from the software. So anybody want to use it, that I consider an artistic collaboration rather than a business opportunity. Because business opportunity, the apps. So I'm trying to focus to build up my app portfolio, because that's how I see really, you know, my ideas could find a bigger and proper audience. So, as the closing, let me show you the iPad app. So anybody who has an iPad, already 4 apps in the App Store and it's for free. Please download, rate it, give feedback, share images what you created with it. And soon the iPhone and the Android phone version is coming. I guess it's just a question of a month. Both platforms are already in test phase. So, I'm connecting the tablet to the projector. Meanwhile, you know, feel free to ask or give feedback. Yeah. Give me a second, I'll just decrease the volume so we all can hear you properly. So yeah.
So you mentioned iPhones and those devices, and this is like a personal experience when you sit at home and just create your visuals on your phone. And what about using iPhones as controllers during a party, so that not just 2 people with 2 joysticks that you brought could do stuff, but way more people could mess it up at the same time.
Yeah, this is a very scenario I considered. And the reason why at a party I'm not using mobile phones as controllers, because if you want to feel a meaningful interaction, a screen and the composition, you see that's a small thing. Already if 2 people, 2 persons giving their own feedback and controlling, it's already hard to divide a different option between the 2, not to interfere with each other. So if I would allow anybody, 3, 4, 5 or 10 people, then your impact would get lost. So I guess that's the problem, the typical democracy. Okay, we are all equal, everybody can be seen there. But then you have a single pixel and a big mess, like you see at the end. Nothing is coming through, really. But these phone things I can imagine in a home party. So somebody making a little party at home, you know, then can project these apps, and they all play with it. And with the iPad and iPhone, you can use the Apple TV. So wireless, the screen from here is on the projector. You even don't need these crazy cables. And for Android, you have the Chromecast. I'm having both at home and testing it all the time. So I'm quite into this TV technology, how the Android TV and the Apple TV came out, because that's another market from my stuff. So.
And can people collaborate on one sketch with two devices?
Yeah. So that is more getting to the social media integration. So how we start to talk about these apps. For me, how if you do the visuals in a party, your big screen is on the wall and everybody can see it. It's kind of broadcasting for the people at the party. But with the apps, your wall is your Facebook wall, your Instagram account, or your Tumblr with your followers. So my vision is to use these apps and integrate it with those people who are sharing crazy stuff. So I see there's a new breed of artists, kind of app artists or internet artists, who are not considered being artists by the institutions, the art institutions, but actually nowadays they are creating the craziest content. So for me, the biggest inspiration I'm getting, it's on Instagram and Tumblr and not in the National Gallery.
Twitch.
Yeah, or Twitch, yeah, absolutely. So I guess all the landscape, how we broadcast, share, and what we consider art is changing. The institutions don't want to change it, but the art institutions, not the only one, the record labels are sticking to the old structures as well, for very well-known reasons. And I guess the same reason behind the art infrastructure as well, because that's a business, you know. Now contemporary art is more defined the value of the art work by the stockbrokers who are trading that art than an art critic. That's the age where we're living. I'm not against it, you know, but for me that's not art. For me art is something, you know, grassroots, that is just coming from humans without any big reason or financial goals. So yeah, back to the apps. Just very quickly, the latest one I'm working on, that's called the Acid GIF. It's not released yet, but very intuitive. These ideas are much smaller. My big VJ platform has many different structures and compositions. In an app, I always just package a certain one, but I make it very delicate and enjoyable. So here, we have the very classic VJ effect, this mirroring or kaleidoscope, but can be, you know, a bit boring or claptrap, you know. But the change I brought here, the map and the different algorithmic and generative layers. You can move around. You know, the only thing, unfortunately, these things are better the experience if you can, you know, take it in your head. I'm really sorry you have to watch it. I'm playing and enjoying and you are just watching it, because this is not the experience what it meant to be. If I would be, yeah, a bigger company, I would bring 10 iPads and everybody would have an iPad right now and could try it by himself. So, you know, maybe after my talk, feel free to come to me, ask my iPad, you know, and I'm happy to explain and you can try, you know. And another little app called the Touchipon. I'm using it for interactive mapping. The idea here, you are drawing animations. So whatever you draw, it's turning into an animation. And if it's projected onto people, I have a couple of videos on my Facebook page. For example, somebody sitting there, you can draw something around, blah, 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 you know, choose another pattern. So really, you can draw onto the landscape and you are drawing animations. Yeah, this is another little concept. And the 3D thing called the SpaceX, this is the thing I'm most proud of, because I ported the whole interactive platform here into SpaceX. So you can choose a certain composition, look, and it's just a little iPad and it's just so fast. You have the very same VJ thing. With these analog things, you can tweak the composition, you see, bring in new elements, rotate with that to change the front colors, changing the front texture, changing the background color, background texture. So you have many different options, but not everything. So for me, as an interactive artist, it's very open artwork. I choose which colors allowed in the background, in the foreground, which forms, but this is a combinatoric matrix. and you can do your own discoveries. It is a bit like that. I'm just a map maker into artworks. So Columbus, you know, started to sail, and when he found something, he made a map, and all of the people can follow, go there, and do even deeper explorations. So for me, it's such a combinatoric artwork. I found something, a very interesting kind of composition. So I'm coding it. I'm adding all the different variations. It's also possible there. And opening up with these little sliders and buttons, so anybody can, you know, tweak, go deeper, change things, and make something I never expected here. So yeah, thank you.
Thank
And,
you.
Hopefully you enjoy. Yeah, and please try the apps.
What was the name of that app?
The whole thing, if you search for VJ yourself in the App Store, all the apps are coming up. That's the easiest. Just VJ yourself.
Is it iPad only?
Yeah. And in a month, the iPhone is coming as well. It's already on my iPhone, that I haven't put in the store yet.
But that was very good.
Oh, thanks. You like it.
Yeah. So next 10 minutes, next time is 10 minutes.
Really love it.
You said yeah, please.
Feel free to try
You want
using,
the
you know,
slide?
like, you know, basically,
Light lights.
I should integrate it, that's it. Yes.
But then, so I saw that when you were changing the scenes, you were
Yes.
track, like what is the division between what Unity has.
So that's the Unity, you know, that's a general game engine. So that's the thing. And the building all the structures about
I mean the graphics you were
Oh,
creating.
bits.
that's my language. It's about describing an artistic language. Yeah, because that's very nice. It's so dark, you know. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, like a pet, you have seen these 3D structures in the drawing screen. I can see from that. So, if you do it in Unity, you have to build it on the stage. So, you have this 3D program, looking things out for each other. Yeah. But here, nothing is built in the stage. The whole thing starts stage is empty. I have my own codes. There's little generators that bring in these patterns. Like a pattern, and I'm telling in my code, you're going to see a ball every 100 pixels. Building the ball appears, and that's every 100 pixels. Because for me, all the patterns are cyclic. They're cycling in a loop. So my patterns are always in loop. So then I can tell them, okay, but one ball should be red, the other should be yellow. So red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, you know? So these kind of patterns.
So you built kind of a new page to which you can just do like draw a ball every whatever.
No, the difference here, if you say draw a ball, That's a common. So here you can't say common, you just define the glue. It's like a big separation of the structure. I can show it on the iPad, so it's more easier to class. You see, it's a language called the Lisp. That was developed systematically. I really love that language, and my language is a bit similar. So if you want to compare it to any other paradigm, the Lisp is the closest. And these are scripting languages. The big difference in Unity, if you write something in C# or Java, so that get compiled, and that's a program, you know. This is a script in real time, you know. And then what happened, you know? You see, if you're going in the space, so there's another generator that can generate a path. And the path can change the path. So I have a very, very straight, it's always straight. Or going on a spiral. We're going up and down. You can have any kind of path. My patterns are always following the path. No other geometry guides by the code. It's spread around, you know. Exactly. You don't know what the header is. So what I'm doing my code is for the past 2,000 pixels, and I have these little robots building according to the patterns, you know, like making a jump pad, you know, all these strings, parallel strings, like all the strings, you know, different pattern strings, they are building. And how you progress, what was behind you get the string. And how the path is growing, always following. And these vectors can change, so it's not the same. That's why it's so passing, going, and the landscape is changing because the patterns are changing.
I did a gig in Brighton. That's my Ellen, she was already and I forgot. And there was a shot a few goals away.
No, I love it because it was like
very can you feel the scene?
It's nice. It's very vibrant.
I have some.
Do you have good ones? And then we
this is a different level.
I'll bring my special.
On the basic level, you don't have the time, you don't have the knowledge to
It's
it.
not
It's
like
impossible.
yeah, because you were in the lines, yeah, because that.
I'm fine with it. I haven't found any photo.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not taking photos.
You know, now you're thinking about yourself. So that's what I mean. People
And
who are
because
more
it's so dark
artists,
anyway.
but normal people just want to improvise. For them, if they're moving around.
So first we're gonna have a short talk.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's already cool.
I know.
It's already a big experience.
Huh?
It's not my type of experience.
No, you talk. You got nervous.
Those people, one of the people have
No, but you got
you can upload your own images and colors. You can
I make visual just because I don't want to stay. You know, I'm joking.
but that's a different level.
No, that's totally your right. That's kind of course, if you want to build
Now we'll like
shapes,
say yeah.
build them.
Exactly. So for that, you already have programs. You see, so my point is,
No, I was more like visualize the space. You know, like you said, you can
Yeah.
use that.
It'll be a short presentation, like this like yeah, and then the performance there ready.
yeah, we're ready.
But we wait a bit.
You know what is different? For me, I'm trying to share to people as closer to fork or tribal culture.
There.
How the fork art works. And people have seen the fork song, they have heard it many times, they will change a little thing. So we have but I mean we have that classic structure. This is the artwork, this is the artist, this is the artist. Because the artist is the genius and he has that 100% control over the art. That's the classic way. That's how people do it. And for that you have all the softwares. What I'm trying to say, but like in the structure, and these things not against each other. This is another kind of structure of art, you know. And these are parallel universes, you know. I'm really happy with the very conscious working. That's what we have to solve. We even mind that when I'm working and building these things, I can be 100% conscious. I can build anything and have a couple of people who already learn this. So anybody can learn it, and if you learn deep enough, you can build anything in it. So my point, I just have another entry point for those people who are not so conscious, you know, they're really happy. They can use trivial things, like in the Nico, they just change it a bit. You know? And for that, they can't create from nothing, because otherwise they would be artists. They never did that. For a person who never created, the very first step was creation is remixing. So this whole thing, my platform is about to give a deeper, meaningful base to remix. You know, it's really still far from that. If you're a proper artist, and you can do anything. You know? But what I want to do, and it's not finished yet, to build the whole curve. So here are the people who are just remixing a bit, here are the people who are building everything from scratch. I want to build the whole curve, so you start in my app and you can choose, okay, you start your basic code, then you just remixing, or intermediate, then you can pull in your own colors, own images, open, take a picture, bring it in, you know. And that's the middle part is not built yet, that's the thing I'm working on now. You know? But yeah. That's why my question is very good, because people are different, you know. I need to build a whole curve and then publicly open up. But I can't do everything at the same time, you know. So now the upper curves is more under my own control. So somebody's interested, I can teach, I can give you stuff that they can recombine, they can put in their own means, you know. So that's the thing I'm working now. Contact with so many designers, artists who are interested. Happy to put them build maps, build levels, with them together, and people can remix stuff. These 3 times in art gatherings, they did the same in the middle of open core. Artists would send me their own images and designs, and then I build it in. And then people in the gallery, the audience could play and remix other people's works. So that was already another level. That's how it works.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Yes. So, who's
Are you doing the Lady Silver now?
yeah.
Alright,
With
sweet.
you. Huh?
Put some lights.
Yeah, put some light. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, yeah. I'm gonna get people upstairs to see, and we're gonna start.
Feels are okay. Yeah, man. Yeah,
That's the thing with Manchester, the collaboration.
Yeah, Tesco, that's what I'm part of, yeah. So I made Sean, he's the guy that kind of started it. Oh, you met Sean? Oh, nice, man.
I didn't know you are from the same team.
Yeah. So
he
I'm
sent me so many things I have seen in the crowd, they call the texture, you know.
Yeah, that's it, man. It's a wicked venue.
Very, very big, nice things.
Oh yeah, it's huge in there. It's like there's 3 projectors, 4K width.
In December, actually, how could I imagine to fit this interactive thing on that screen? You know? But I say we didn't start this time. Many times it's easy.
Yeah, because like this size.
When he drops you here,
Especially anything above HD gets pretty
he drops you here, and you want for food.
Huh?
Is it bigger than this? This is just so gross. That's what it is. Yeah. That is it.
That's it. So, hi everyone. We're just gonna talk, present a little short, in a few words, a project called AV Silk Road.
AV Silk Road.
Which is like the Silk Road, like a road for exchange, and well, we won't sell anyone, but it's to exchange knowledge, have artists going from one city to another. So now we linked already with 3 events. So VJ London, there's a first event kicking off in Birmingham this weekend.
This Friday.
Friday.
With Vivid Projects, hosted by Leon Trimble. So I think that starts, is it about 4 o'clock, I think? Around that time it starts. So there's a kind of BYOB event with loads of people just kind of getting involved with their own stuff. Then a few AV performances by a select bunch of artists, and then I think it runs on into the night as well with a few more ones after the initial event. So change of venues and a few more things. But, so the
how does the BYOB work? Is that already subscribed, or is it drop in?
You could drop in if you want. You still
that,
can drop in. Like if there was an open call.
Yeah, you can drop in, but Leon said to turn up before 5 if you can.
Yeah, we turn up. Yeah.
I guess for space and like kind of what's available. But yeah, if you've got your own beamer and stuff.
Otherwise, we drop a line to Leon Trimble. We'll ask us. And so that's the first stop. And then the second stop is Manchester. So now I was going to talk about the event that, it's a regular event now taking place in Manchester. Test card. So you go and present it.
So Test Card is the newest AV night which is happening in Manchester now, because there hasn't really been a lot of AV stuff happening in Manchester over the last few years. So Sean started that back in September now, I think it was. Sean also says he wishes he could be here tonight, but unfortunately he's got other arrangements. But so Test Card, new AV night, there's a bunch of talks that are being hosted there over the next few months as well. Robert Henk is one of them, which is at the end of this month. Emmanuel Beard, if I'm saying his name correctly, I'm not sure, is at the end of March. The first AV Silk Road event is on the 26th of February, I think. So, any artists that are kind of wanting to get involved with the Silk Road project, I guess that, as I just mentioned, kicks off on Friday in Birmingham, but then there's moving up to Manchester at the end of this month. And there's another BYOB event in Test Card as well. I think that's on the 10th of February. So a few things going to happen with Test Card over the next month, 2 months, and there's more talks and like workshops kind of being like kind of in the works as well as to like what's going to happen in the future as well. So things are kind of looking up for.
So where does this come from? In like the Silk Road idea, is this sort of really come out of Test Card?
I'm not sure whose brainchild it was.
I think it was Neon. I think it was Neon.
Idea about connecting and doing like a road, so artists could go from one event to another event in different cities, and the idea is to extend the road to all UK, to have connecting different cities and different AV events. So in Manchester also, everybody who's interested in participating can
shoot an email along to people and kind of just see what kind of slots are available. Because I guess there's a lot of different communities for VJing and AV stuff, but they're all quite like pockets in different cities. It's not really been connected so well before. So ASCN doing this so that we all just totally get involved in this one happy community across the whole of the UK. But I guess not just the UK, like bringing people in from, like Central Europe and even America, if we can afford it, that kind of thing. So just trying to get a big collaboration going across the UK with so many different AV, VJ artists. Even if it's not like an AV set or VJ set kind of thing, just kind of like visual arts, and I guess, you know, like the VJ Yourself project, that kind of thing where it's more of an art piece, all those kind of things, trying to get them involved.
How have you sort of thought about making it sustainable? Because we all sort of move on and do different things, and you sort of, you know, just naturally, sometimes you have to stop doing your art and you have to earn some money. So how are you going to make it sustainable and become a thing?
Would you like some money?
But that's what I was leading to. I mean, you can sort of
Yeah, we accept donations in your offering.
We're looking for a billionaire, Russian billionaire.
But we support certain software projects through Kickstart campaigns.
Yeah.
So this is no different. So
No, we'd
you know,
like
that
to
should be
ask some funding,
sugar daddies.
some
Yeah.
Sugar daddies. Anyone interested?
I mean, yeah, it's a case of trying to raise the profile through different artists being able to play, and I guess with having a community involved in it, having that documented, and you know, being able to put forward things like presentations to places like the Arts Council to see if we can get funding. I mean,
or maybe initially a crowd-funded festival. If the artist crowd-funded, and then you do your first couple of festivals, then the Arts Council might actually think, well, okay, this is the thing.
yeah,
We'll invest in it, but I think initially the artists have to do it because all the funding has been stripped out.
That's it.
We
Now
need to show that we're independent.
they have to pay the train ticket. Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah. At the moment, like it's very much a case of people applying to play because they want to play and want to showcase their kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, with over time, you know, hopefully that will, with exposure and more momentum, there'll be a case where this kind of thing can become a fully fledged like paying artists and bigger artists. You know, kind of like it's snowballing hopefully to get more people involved with that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, it's just grassroots at the moment, but hopefully, like, fingers crossed, it's going to go well. I mean, there's enough people that want this to happen and that are really passionate about it and just want to see something cool happen with the whole AV side of things. I mean, yeah, it's there's a lot of it in this country, but I don't think it's really celebrated enough. It's not kind of reached a sort of mainstream where like
Recognising the pay scale.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, hopefully, you know, with enough people involved and exposure and things like events that on kind of change that. So, get involved.
Okay, so it's a start for this new project. So if any question, come and see us also. And now we're gonna have Noia. Is it Noia?
Noia, yes.
Yeah, Fabio.
That one's free or alright, cool.
2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter bed. Okay, we checked all 4 systems, and there you go, on modulation, all 4, and team was a go. Roger, you're left, clear here, all 4.
So next act in 10-15 minutes. That's beautiful. Thank you. Very light. Very shiny.
That's kind of cool. So is it actually just like a button light thing? How does it work?
No, it's not user friendly.
Alright.
That's the friends it was for.
Alright, okay.
Hey, how are you? Good.
How do you, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like a lot. I mean, when just the shapes
Let's go. Yeah, it's
So there is another performance now.
Is it time for a teacher?
Yeah, absolutely. Now.
Are you?
In 10 minutes, we start the next performance. Have a drink, have a smoke.
What's the, Alright, sweet.
Next performance will be in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I see.
We can officially feel as Fabio like.
Yeah, you can read the lights.
Where in Murcia? Yeah, like one of my best friends is from Lorca. Yeah. My family lives in Lorca. Oh, really? Yeah, well, I was in yeah. They live near the city. You've been in Murcia? I went to Aguila. I've been to Lorca.
Should we move upstairs?
Aguilas is nice.
Yeah, I went for the carnival.
Oh yeah, it's actually next week. Really? Yeah, some friends of mine are going and they go every year. It was really because some of them actually they have houses. Yeah, in Aguilas. It's good fun, carnival. I know. I dressed up. It was really good. Yeah.
But still, some images were kind of
Whereas
walking in the hall, and then on the square, but before like the station, that was nice.
So, nice setup. Hogy álltok?
No, it's always like red. It's just
Yes, és én az angolban ez megfogom. Véletlenül és vettem az angolban jobb. Egy illetlen hozzá. Nem norvéskedek, túlélő klasszikák, egy tollal is. Nem. Vagy esetleg nincs fiszkelet. Nem, ez úgy van tervezve, ezt eleve bele kell menni. Bele kell menni, csak azt meg kell tudni, azt a biztonsági köcköt valami. Aztán piros, és minden fasz. Azzal, azt a
all my friends went to Portugal, so they were just something like, the culture, like, and you were like, so, yeah, it was nice. The first guy was very boring, but it was space and yeah, the first one is like very experience and
Tud ez a földes. Ja, igen, mert jól van. Tényleg jól van. Ja, mondjuk a tényleg, hogy nagyon tényleg, az én is most már meggondolom. Tényleg. Nem az a földes. Ennek egy kulcsi.
You missed this guy,
Yeah, I'm coming.
he created
Tapasztalat. Jön ez egy ausztrál, meg amerikai, nem?
igen, de egész Amerikában ez volt,
Ja, tehát ebből lesz az európai kicsi.
Are you ready, mate? Yeah, I mean, rush.
Arra érdekes, hogy milyen különbségek vannak. Azt hittem, hogy mindenben tudunk akkor a száz.
the graphics he created in the next similar to this.
Azért kurva vastag ehhez képest, nem?
Combining real time and not
Az ő hibája!
what you write immediately gets shown.
És ez a csávó hozta nektek ezt a kontrollt?
Actually,
Kinek lesz a zenéje?
Ismered a
Ki?
Haszon.
Ismerősen azért hallottam már a
Ismered festégelkedő.
hát viszi össze-szétsve a kerüleket, tehát kb.
Zomblé.
Nyakkad látni, Jockey is tudom, hogy összefogott egy szokatfejlesztés.
Jó, majd persze, ez a Popa és Jockey. Igen.
Meg most már live-et
Igen.
what I liked the most was photos of different trees, more to each other. So it was like as if it was the same leaf, but then it was kind of always reshaped as that looked really cool from the other and number 3 like that. How are you? Anything else? No, that's just two. I'm okay. What are you doing? Did you mention your job? No. Sorry. I press myself.
Egyszerűen lévényeket nem tudod. Próbálj ki művészni, és lassan követni, ami nem művészi. Csak azért a fekete még nagyon zenét viszont jó, én nem azt kívül, így elmenek most tudtam, hogy ő csinálta magát a zenét. Na, az ilyeneket bírom. Ilyen trick-bírő dolgok. Ez nem tudom, ez ilyeneket
Initially, I wanted just to create some of the shapes for this game because he has a game and he needs some background. So I just wanted to create some simple flowers that just sing. So I managed to do that with that designer. I can send you the video. But then he said, but I can only, so he basically couldn't use the rendered video as a background because of some problem. So I looked at Unity, that I think that he would build his game in, and I was wondering if I could recreate the same thing in there. But it looks like difficult because like if you in Touch Design you have a sphere and you can access the vertices of the sphere and apply noise to it, like very simple. There, if you want to apply noise to a mesh, you have to call the shape. So I kind of gave up a bit on that. So I was like, okay, what do I do next? Okay, what looks cool is this mapping.
You want to
Mapping of the style. Just the
Pont közé.
but obviously not the same thing of all three of them because this I managed. Now I want to project
Jessica.
not the same thing. And it was a bit just not very clear because so I'm sure I'm trying to find some extension so I'm sending those things now, but I got one reply. Basically, we don't have those notifications from so I'm trying to understand. I want to spend more time into that to see if I can really find just hopeless. And if hopeless, I will. Well, I mean, when you don't know many things, it can be difficult. But yeah, I'm done with that. That's why I'm because if I start to work,
Yeah, see you.
okay. It's now never.
Yeah, How was it in France, no?
Okay, how's it going?
How was it?
You ready? Okay.
Huh?
So just tell me about next week.
Best, some of the cheese and cheese, you know. It's bad. I spent once I was a workshop in Brussels.
Get grabbed and down.
Those ones.
Force everybody.
Oh, I know you! I know you! I know you!
Because realize because you all have a body. We can
remember that Monday they were I was working with the area I saw the papaya.
Yes. Well done.
Just meet me.
No!
Yeah.
Last time I brought the whole thing to the party.
Yeah.
The power lunches, the crazy, glitchy thing. Really bad.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, I love it. So why I'm using this design because it's free and it's got
It wasn't that party. Just after
it's free for
me.
Yeah. There was that guy, the crazy guy with that set, you know. You know him. Laser beam.
Yeah, he's so good.
We should invite him.
I want to
Yeah.
I already told him.
We have such an amazing video about his performance. I recorded that. Really like a sentence for the party.
Flyers. But on the flyers, where it was. Was it those flyers?
And you know what?
Yeah, but he's so good. Okay, I'm going to get
You know what? I came back from Belgium because I knew this place was closed. Now really.
It's what is the power lunches?
It's important as well. Yeah, it's a struggle thing. Especially when if I want to
You
eat
don't know
from
who's
other
in the
projects.
but
I don't know, let this, I don't have the dynamic thing. There's a reason it wants my last. I think when, so I guess it also.
I'm gonna show you the new version. have a game every day. Have you been in the book club? There is a children's party. Yeah, I couldn't go. I was seeing the internet. Was it? I will go next time. Yeah, you know what I did? Just before I sent you the link, I pushed up the cards. You wrote it and I wrote it again. Because I know you designed for sure. No, I did in December. I dropped everything for free. As I said, it's a promotion for me there. People know that. Yeah. And I'm telling you, today, the week I made it free, I get 400 downloads. Before I get 40 for 3 months. You know? Really, please download me.
Is it called
This is not in the App Store yet. It will be the SCP. And it is a new algorithms. Well, it's crazy, and you bring in the circle, changes color.
But that should be a cheaper option.
Maybe I will.
I was thinking like, okay, 1 more month and then...
Yeah, do you know what will happen with our lunches?
Yeah, I want to just first a bit fix with this thing, like have a thing to have a way to learn it. Then I'm like, I don't know, I mean, that's the rest of the day, so
what is he planning?
But maybe...
Oh my god, it's so sad. The same thing is both of copies everywhere.
And one of the reasons why it sucks is
Melyik áldal van egy?
I see, there's a coffee, nobody will complain about the coffee, they will complain about
too many people everyone wants to see.
You know what? Turn over the flags to ups and ups. So what happened? When there's a club or pub, it's always the basement, on the first floor. So it's funny, it's making a pub, and it takes all the floors, and then nobody will leave the bar.
So. Oh, yeah.
You need a good cut of the accent.
I have a link somewhere, so for Android you can download it.
Okay, we're gonna start with Gabor Zut. How is pronounce your name? Switch is very hard. Coming from Bratislava. No, that's where you're from? Yeah. So, you're going to present a DJ set with the music on.
Yeah, the music is from a friend from Budapest. He's a DJ, and it's a selection of most of Hungarian DJs. And it's from their group called Asan.
Oh, that's cool. You want to say a few words about your set, maybe?
Mostly I use cartoons, old VHS animations, films, and hand-drawn animations, because I was studying at high school the hand-drawn animation, so it comes from this. Now I continue on a university in Bratislava, doing the master degree at painting. So, and I started to do visuals like 2012, 11.
Oh, yeah.
So that's it.
Okay, that's cool. And how's the VJ scene in Bratislava?
Well, it's not very good.
No?
I would say yes. Only a few bars where live DJ sets are.
Oh, yeah.
So it's much more better.
You think? But here there's not many bars with VJ sets either. Okay, thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. And have a good stay in London. So that's their not first time here?
Yes.
That's good. I like the glitch. No.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen this year. I never can be you get so many tricky, twisting your body.
We'll see you next month.
Really old
Halljátok, nagyon szűkül van. Megőrülök az ilyen rajsz, különös színes. Volt egy pár rész, ahol meg így végül megszínűen minden ilyen összestimmel meg fogunk szépen. Mióta csak Szeged színek, egy nagy visszakönyvek. Több ezer lesz. Nem? Azért
most elég visszanézek, úgyhogy előttem volna egy fotírozós még egyik harmadikra van. Ami így 200 van, arra, hogy már megnézik a felőle, az olyan 200.
Volt egy olyan, amikor ez a hófehér teremnek volt, ez egy ilyen RGB szerinti szép lett tisztázva, hogy ilyen Alice. A Jula. Kockás azok a rómák, azok a bukók,
ez egy ilyen másik, ilyen rövid lassan verziója utána három a lovák címet.
Három jó, jaj, az egy olyan kis mondóka vagy mesét sírba emlékszel. Tudod, így bírtam? Három VJing volt, hogy az én cincém az ilyen bomba volt, és rajta futott. Hány napot maradt? Csak az 2-3. Valamelyik? Minden kapok egy 5-10 percre. Jó, és nem tudom, hogy csak kísérletezett, hogy ezt csinálni. Én imádok bőletél, hogy itt összerakőz, meggyőződve, hogy az interaktív dolgok is kell alkotni, hozzá kell. Oh, yeah, abszolút. De környéken egy olyan izgi dolog van, hogy csomó helyet ismerek a környezni. Van itt egy van igazi Jockey benne, a 10 percén, és a pedóban úgy látod a nem, azt már a kizom. Ne lássuk, hogy semmi ilyen. Még hozzáadott nem kidobtak, megvetették vele, mert folytán láttam királóság 10
Kezdjétek meg működni, szóval.
Ugye? Ízni.
come hai detto quando doveva andare per questo nel giornale no, ma domani io penso di andare, se sentiamoci questo lavoro poi in camera arrivare nei corsi di quello che c'è anche una mostra simile yes, so that's you want to be the same company. So let's it's quite black and white.